which is not necessarily the case here. So yeah, you always want to be in the habit of, succinctly, describe what it is. We don't want you to, go through the whole encyclopedia here with your explanation, but just a brief explanation. Yeah. So like instead of saying Jacobi, you say game forcing with 4-card support, or limit razor better with 4-card support for my major. Things like that. So, does anybody else have any other exclusion questions? Because I do want to hit on minor wood and have time for a couple of hands today, so we'll be pushing it here a little bit. So one of the issues that you run into with your regular key carding is if you find a fit in a minor, it could be awfully easy to get too high, right? So, if we have found a club fit, and even if we're on the same page and we know we're key carding for clubs, what if you ask for key cards in clubs, and if partner were to bid 5 hearts and show 2 key cards, maybe that's the answer you need. You're like, okay, I need partner to have 2 key cards for us to play 6 clubs, right? Well, in that case, if partner bids 5 hearts, you're like, fine, we're going to 6 clubs. But what if partner were to respond 5 diamonds, right? Now this creates complications, right? Like, partner has 0 key cards. That's a disappointing response. Not only do we not have a slam, but we can't stop in 5 clubs now, right? So this can create some problems with bidding space. So the idea behind minor wood is that 4 of your minor, little m, so if we have a club fit 4 clubs, or if we have a diamond fit 4 diamonds, 4 of your minor becomes your key card ask. And our schedule of responses, our steps, first step, second step, third step, just follows our normal 1430 responses, but it doesn't take us past our safe level, right? So if clubs is our trump suit, 4 diamonds is now 1 or 4, and 4 hearts is 0 or 3, and then we have 4 spades and 4 no for our 2 with, or 2 without, and 2 with the queen, right? And notice that what that allows you to do is you can always stop at not only 5 of your minor, but you can also just play 4 no if you want. You can stop in 4 no to play. Which is not, sometimes if you have a minor, if you're not going to be in slam, but you can play 3 no, you'd rather your game be in no trump rather than clubs, but it might be 4 no rather than 3 no. But if you've got extra values, you're probably safe in 4 no, being up 1 more level. So sometimes we stop in 4 no to play in that situation. So this is more economical for us with our key carding, and that's why people like minor wood, and we're not going to get past our safe spot, which we might if we had to use 4 no to ask. Where minor wood gets tricky is sometimes we have to deal with this question of, well, when is 4 of the minor asking? Right?
Always. We always deal with it.
And imagine, and we'll just give you a very simple auction, but let's say it goes 1 club, and there's a 3 spade preempt. Responder bids 4 clubs. Well, your opponent's made a preemptive bid. What if you just had a big string of clubs and you just wanted to compete? Should 4 clubs be minor wood there? I think we can make a case that maybe it shouldn't be. And so this is where it gets tricky. And I do not have a laundry list of exceptions. I don't have a checklist of, okay, well, it's minor wood here, it's minor wood. Now, if this hand were already a passed hand, okay, that would be easy, right? If this hand already passed, they can't have a slam try, right? 4 clubs would have to just be competitive. Hopefully we would notice the partner passed before and we wouldn't get too excited. And the thing is, even if you have a borderline slam try, do you want to be taking control of this auction? Right? Because you may have a borderline slam try on some of these hands, but you don't necessarily want to take control of the auction. Because 4 clubs is going to command a response from partner, right? If it's minor wood. So this is where it gets tricky. And for the most part, I think you can go back to Joanne, I think you said it was for the most part, 4 of the minor is always key card. But most of our auctions, it's a little easier to recognize it as such, right?
When I said always, I meant it's always a question, whether
Yeah,
it's
it's
key
always-
card or
yes.
not. Not that it's key card, but it's always, we always wonder.
Right. Oh,
Is
yes.
it or isn't
It's
it?
always a question. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So, you'll remember. So let's say we have an auction that goes something like this. Let's say the preempt is only 2 spades. In this sort of scenario, it's a little easier. Theoretically, 4 clubs here has to be key card, right? Because if we just wanted to, just compete for a part score or something like that, we could bid 3 clubs. Or if we had a game force, we could cue bid 3 spades, right? Which would keep 3-0 in the picture as well as 5 clubs. So we have alternatives, right? So hopefully it's easiest to see here that if we were to bid 4 clubs here, then it would have to be key card. It would have to be minor. If the question is 4 clubs preemptive, I don't think 4 clubs is going to serve you much purpose as a preemptive bid, because the opponents can still bid 4 spades. So if you want to bid clubs and have it be more preemptive, I would think you would be going to 5 clubs here. You have lots of other choices, right? You can bid 3 clubs, you can cue bid. Theoretically, your best hand would always start with cue bid. I mean, you could start with a 3 spade cue bid and bid 4 clubs later. Right?
And then would it be minor wood?
Then it would have to be minor wood. So same kind of thing. If what about an auction like that? Responder's very consistent. Keep bidding clubs. So you didn't have a fit for partner's major. You bid 2 clubs, you bid 3 clubs. Partner did offer 3 no. They presumably have diamonds stopped, right? We pinpointed that. And now you're removing 3 no to bid 4 clubs. Minor wood?
Yes.
I think it has to be, right? If partner's not interested in a slam try in clubs, wouldn't they just go ahead and let you play 3 no? Or if they wanted to be in game but thought 3 no was unplayable and had a solid 8 card club suit, but not much else, didn't want to bid slam, they could bid 5 clubs, right? Think about what are the other things that partner could do. So here, at this point, I think that you should answer key cards with clubs as trump.
Okay, on this first example, instead of 4 clubs, responder bids 3 spades. Now opener wants to go to minor wood.
Okay.
I mean, is
Opener
it
could
obvious
do
that
that.
that's minor wood?
Yeah, I mean, opener would be less likely to take control of the hand. But theoretically, that's our agreement, right?
So that's minor wood.
Yeah.
Okay.
But remember that at the time that partner bid 3 spades, we were in a game forcing auction, right?
Oh, I thought that was a limit raise or better.
It's a limit raise or better, but remember, ideally, we can play 3-no, right? We're kind of thinking of 3-no as the target. And if we don't have a spade stopper and we can't play no trump, aren't we going to play 5 clubs as the alternative? I mean, this is a question you would ask. I'm saying, it's like, do we? So if you're are you viewing 4 clubs as, well, partner Q bid and I can't bid 3-no and I'm stuck. I can't do anything else.
Yeah.
Happens
Or
all
am I
the time.
taking control of this auction?
My feeling is that this hand, to be good enough to bid 3 spades, probably has to be prepared to play 5 clubs. If 3-no is not a viable spot. Does it make sense? It's like we're not, I mean, could we say that this is not minor wood and that responder could pass here if they don't want to try 5 clubs, knowing that we've already given up on 3-no? Yeah, but you're kind of threading a needle. It's the same sort of philosophy as, so we talk about 2/1, we say all of our 2/1s are game forcing, right? Right? From the moment we go 1 spade, 2 clubs, we're in a game force. Now, if you look at the original Hardy book on 2/1, he will throw an exception there. Say, well, you can have the agreement if you want that we could stop in 4 of a minor. And there would be, other bids in between, and we diagnose that there's some issue with playing 3-no. And so we kind of reluctantly settle for 4 clubs, and I think Hardy says, yeah, you can pass that if you want. If you really think it's the last makeable contract and that we don't want to play 5 clubs, you could.
So
Can we say that about this bid? We could, but it's so hard. I mean, you're trying to just stop on a dime, and you're not going to be able to do it.
So if I'm not interested in slam, I should just bid 5 clubs as opener there?
I think if you have, you could. I mean, look, you can bid 4 clubs, but theoretically, partner's going to give you a response, and you're going to end up in game anyhow, right? I mean, if 4 clubs is minor wood, if 4 clubs can't be passed, partner's going to give you a response. Which, I mean, yeah, partner could give you a minor wood response, and then you could sign off at 5 clubs anyhow. You could theoretically go there right away.
this is tricky. Certainly, any time that we have agreement, it's going to be clear, right? Like an
Inverted minor auction, where we have explicitly agreed our minor at a fairly low level. It's a little easier to employ it there. That's where it's probably going to work best for you.
So, I do want you all to get in a couple of hands, at least for some bidding. We want to try to. Does anybody have any questions on this?
Other than when is 4 of a minor wood? Maybe it's something we can come back. I can try and I will see if I can see if anybody has some list of criteria that we can follow on a few of these ambiguous auctions. So